Alright, let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work again, mamaya na tayo magla-live. Again, this is Trixie Cruz Angeles for Luminous on Facebook. Do let me know if the audio is okay so that we can start. For those who have not yet subscribed to the Facebook page, Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles, do click like or follow and share this live. Okay na? Okay na? Yes. Hi, Maricari. Thank you. All right. Thank you. This audio today is being brought to you by Mark Lopez, who provided us with excellent feedback. Thank you very much, Mark. Pwede na. Okay. Sige. I'll just have to speak a little louder. We're using the speaker on the phone. All right. Today we're just going to talk about Dengvaxia moms and the rising prices of rice. We discussed this earlier on Karambola, but I'd like to elaborate. On the Dengvaxia moms, we're just going to concentrate today on that incident doon sa Kongreso. Doon sa Kongreso kasi allegedly merong mga sumugod na mga nanay doon kay dating Health Secretary Garin. At pinagmumura daw siya at nakita naman natin po yung footage at evident naman po sa Facebook kung ano po yung nangyari. So there are at least about 4 moms who made it very clear dito kay dating Secretary Garin na meron talaga silang issues regarding dun sa pag-acquire ng Dengvaxia and the program with which it was administered. So alam na natin yung background dito sa Dengvaxia na marami pong badges of fraud na tinatawag natin, badges of negligence in this case. Alam natin that Dengvaxia was administered without testing kung sino yung mga bata na dapat vina-vaccinate, particularly yung mga hindi seronegative. In particular, hindi completed ang clinical trials, hindi pa completed ang 3rd clinical trial. And we also know na minadali ang acquisition nito, yung procurement niya. At alam din natin na this was contrary to most medical protocols. Okay. So, nung sinugod ng mga moms, si dating Health Secretary Garin, nagkaroon ng reactions on both sides. And I would like to discuss these reactions kasi medyo nakaka-distract ito dun sa issue. Bakit? First of all, ang response po ng kinuukulan dito, like former Secretary Garin, is that parang pinalalabas nila na bayaran itong 4 na moms na sumugod sa kanya. Maraming nagsasabi na this was a publicity stunt. I would like to deal with that. Kasi yung dismissal let's say that it was not a publicity stunt. Yung reaction was more like, wow, bayaran lang kayo, and anyway, hindi naman namatay yung mga anak ninyo. However, what is clear here is, nung in-interview yung mga nanay, may mga lumilitaw. Unang-una, hindi pinagkakaila na may mga anak itong 4 na ito. At ang mga anak nila ay na-vaccinate ng Dengvaxia. Pero, ang pinagdidiinan ng ibang mga reaksyon ay hindi naman namatay yung mga anak nila. So, ang sinasabi natin ngayon, this sounds like a modern version or an updated version of buhay pa naman kayo, di ba? Because I think it is horribly cruel to tell these moms that their anger is not valid dahil buhay naman yung mga anak nila. So, parang ang pinalalabas dito sa mga reactions ay maaari lang silang mag-react in anger at mag-express ng frustration kung namatayan sila. And I think this is ridiculous. My point here is not whether or not it is staged. Doon nga nakakainis eh. And that's what I'm irritated by the whole idea. Why should it matter whether it is staged or not? What you should concentrate is to see the reactions of people like Secretary Garin. Ang sinasabi nila is, staged. Hindi naman namatay ang mga anak nila. Never mind the staged eh. Hindi naman namatay ang mga anak nila. What were they waiting for? More kids to die? I think that this is the reaction that we should focus on. That they don't really care. that everything for them is either a publicity stunt or even worse, that it doesn't matter because they're not dead. Diba? It doesn't matter the worry of the parents. It doesn't matter the danger they have placed the kids. It doesn't matter to them because it never did. Okay? So, forget whether or not it was staged, because if we discuss that too much, then we have fallen into the trap of the people who staged it. The people who staged it want to be talked about. They want to distract us. And I hate distractions like that. Even more, distractions like that take away from the real victims, from the suffering of the real victims, and it makes them look small, and it makes them look agitated, and it makes them look like they're being merely manipulated by the hysteria that they see on social media, which is grossly, grossly unfair. Ang sinasabi natin dito is, we should never let anyone have an opportunity na i-bash yung mga biktima. Kasi ganun ang nangyayari dito. Diba? What they're saying, tingnan niyo yung mga reactions, diba? You did not see an ounce of care. All they did was diminish these people. But the fact remains, even if it was staged, they were asked, did you have kids? Do you have kids? Do you have kids na na-inject ng Dengvaxia? Yes. Namatay ba yung mga anak ninyo? No. Why is that even important? The fact that their kids have been injected by Dengvaxia. Even if this whole thing was staged, they are entitled to their anger. They are entitled to express that anger and that frustration. And by characterizing it as merely a staged event, falls into the trap of the people who staged it. We don't want that to happen. We don't want to diminish the pain or the anger of the victims, because it is valid. Because this is exactly what we are fighting for. Diba? Yung kahit pasabihin ng PGH that hindi conclusive yung link between Dengvaxia and the deaths, the mere fact that the Dengvaxia was acquired through a lot of shortcuts, was acquired through undue haste, was acquired after the President of the Philippines met with the corporate bigwigs of a big pharmaceutical company, already tells us that there is something wrong and that the kids were put in harm's way. Whether or not they actually are harmed is of no moment already. It is no longer relevant. What is important is that they were willing to do this. And that this fact of willingness, this negligence, this gross disregard is still evident even up to now, even when dealing with people who they have come face to face with. They are dismissive, and that is what we should concentrate on here. Huwag niyong i-dismiss. Huwag niyo naman i-interrupt by saying change language, kasi medyo nakakaano eh. Understand this, no? Unang-una, ang first language ko talaga English. Sorry. Yun talagang pagkapalaki sa akin. But I will switch to Filipino later on. Ang point dito is, ang feelings ng mga magulang at yung danger na totoong-totoo naman ay nandito. Nandito pa rin. Regardless of whether there was a publicity stunt, regardless of who even staged that publicity stunt, the reaction of former Secretary Garin, pure gold. Bakit? It shows how much disregard she has for us. How much disregard she has for our kids. Kakairita. That is why we have to continue with this. Kailangan ituloy natin yung issue ng Dengvaxia until the very, very end. Even if it shows later on that Dengvaxia has nothing to do with the deaths, grabe! You guys were willing to put our kids, all of these kids, public school kids, you were willing to put them in harm's way. Yung willingness na yan ang gusto kong parusahan sa kanila. Okay? And there are many ways of punishing them. Of course, yung mga existent, yung mga complicit dyan na nasa loob pa ng DOH, assuming meron pa na nasa loob ng DOH, oh my gosh, they should be disqualified from public office and removed. Former Secretary Garin, former President Noynoy, former Budget Secretary Butch Abad, and whoever else was responsible for the inordinate speed by which this whole thing was done, they should fry. Okay? Even if naiinis ako because of the difficulty of proving the criminal case here habang wala pa tayong napapatunayan na direct link or even indirect link of Dengvaxia and the deaths. But there is enough evidence for graft. There is enough evidence for corruption. There is enough evidence to file administrative cases against those who made this so fast. So, don't be distracted. Don't even give the people who staged that, assuming that it was staged, do not give them the benefit of talking about that staging. But remember na i-focus natin dun sa reaction ng mga taong to, yung mga taong walang pakialam kung ano mangyari dun sa mga bata dito. Sobra. Sabi ni Catlia Alvarez, nag-ooy lang daw po tayo. Attorney Trick, sabi nila, kalma lang daw. Ha, may mga namamatay, kalma lang. Correct. Now that is a better, more focused reaction. Diba? Bakit tayo magpapadala? Sasabihin nila, ay, sinugod kami pero staged lang yan. Bayaran yung mga yan. Why? Ano yung purpose ng staging na yon? Para magmukhang bayaran yung mga victims, to diminish their pain, to make it look like naghahabol lang sila ng pera dito. Yun yung point. Yun yung point ng the whole thing, the whole issue of that. Let's not fall into that trap. Let's not even dwell on whether or not it was staged. Every single parent with a child na tinurukan ng Dengvaxia na seronegative is already worried. Diba? Who cares whether they staged something or not? Next. Sorry. Let's see the questions dito. And please lang, yung mga nagsasabing kalma, kakalma kami pag nagpa-vaccinate kayo. Merong ibang mga feedback na natatanggap ako, mga nagsasabi na, pag sinasabi namin na, bakit walang preventive suspension sa DOH? Kasi daw, NBI na daw ang nag-iimbestiga. At sinabihan pa ako, hindi ba mas mabuti pa yung NBI yung nag-iimbestiga? Sabi ko, hindi. Bakit? Ang NBI hindi pwedeng mag-impose ng preventive suspension. Tandaan nyo yan. So, sige, NBI is investigating internally dun sa DOH. That's not enough. Bakit hindi nagko-conduct ng investigations internally by the secretary, by the undersecretaries? Why not? Why? When they can impose a preventive suspension, diba? Why aren't they filing this with the ombudsman, where the ombudsman can impose a longer preventive suspension? So yung nagsasabi dyan na masyado tayong nagpaparinig tungkol dun sa mga participations ng mga tao sa loob ng DOH. Of course, we should do that. The DOH was in full control of this. Sila po ang nag-acquire, sila po ang nag-implement, and everything passed through them. Why shouldn't we demand that heads roll within that department? And why should we be happy with an NBI investigation? The NBI investigates criminal cases. Even if they can make recommendations on administrative cases, walang power ang NBI mag-impose ng preventive suspension. So yung mga nagsasabing dapat masaya tayo, NBI nag-iimbestiga, hindi po ako masaya. Because that is not the agency that can that can stop people who are in control of the evidence from destroying that evidence or from compromising that evidence. Diba? So, yun lang po. Let's take the questions on Dengvaxia. Bukas nga pala may Senate hearing ulit ng 10 o'clock doon sa committee ni Senator Dick Gordon again on Dengvaxia. Sabi ni Emmanuel Chong, pwede attorney na lahat ng biktima kasama ng mga asawa, mga anak na magsama-sama sila magprotesta. Pwede. But they're going to have to organize themselves. Sabi ni Ellen Liwag Castro, as a mother, kahit di binigyan ng Dengvaxia, affected ako to see that the government is capable of doing these horrible things. Yes, focus on that. The capability of doing this and the fact that they actually went through it. This is ridiculous. Buti sana kung sila yung tinusukan ng Dengvaxia. Sabi ni Angel Ana, ang dami pang nagsasabi na di naman daw namatayan yung sumugod kayo daw. I mean, kahit pa stage po yun, the fact na may namatay talaga may magulang na magwawala. Correct. So dinidistract nila tayo. So what? And we're not being distracted. Ah, sabi ni Riz PPTO, ang PAW po attorney ang mas okay. Hope malakas talaga ang case against Pinoy. We need justice for all of this. No. Tandaan niyo po ninyo, isa pa to, this has to be made clear. Pwedeng mag-investigate ang DOJ through the PAW. PAW kasi is not an investigator in the sense that it investigates for the public at large. Hindi. Ang PAW nagko-conduct ng investigasyon dahil meron silang kliyente, yung mga biktima nga, yung mga parents ng mga bata na naturukan ng Dengvaxia. And they're representing them. So, naglalagap sila ng ebidensya para dun sa kaso nila. They are not an agency that is supposed to be conducting, for the public at large, yung mga investigations na to, but they're doing it for their clients. Liliwanagin lang natin. Bakit? Meron pa kasing ongoing investigation to look into the corruption angle. Bakit? Ang PAW kasi they're representing the victims for purposes of indemnifying them, getting damages, making sure they are set to rights. Okay? Hindi po sila yung appropriate party na mag-file ng graft and corruption cases. It should be the DOJ filing it with the Office of the Ombudsman. Oo, naririnig ko na kayo, sinasabi ninyo. Ano mangyayari dyan sa Ombudsman if a file? Tandaan po, si Ombudsman Carpio Morales ay magre-retire in July. So, please, let's not go all nega on the fact that it's going to be filed, that any corruption case is going to be filed with the Ombudsman. Hope is not lost. We have to do it. We have to keep trying. And Morales is not going to be there forever. Sabi ni Juan de la Cruz, maulang galang po, siguro may pera naman tayo para ipaayos yung ipin nyo. Salamat po. Dear Juan de la Cruz, who cares? Sabi ni Edlo Solan, Jonathan, I'm terrified and angered at the same time when those people said, wag tayong maingay sa Dengvaxia. Ano kala sa kanila? Si Daniel Padilla during the 2016 election, shut up na lang tayo. Buhay ng mga batang nakasalalay dito, hindi basta-basta nangyayari nito. Sabi ni Gilan Nev, staged or not, it's good so that Garin has a first-hand experience of the anger of the parents. Judging by her reaction, she has no remorse. She's not a doctor first, she's a corrupt politician. Well said. Sabi ni Joe Black, why is the president quiet on this issue? It would help if the president would make a statement. Why are you depending on the president? First of all, remember, if he's looking at this from a prosecutorial angle, from a criminal law angle, from the angle of a case of reckless imprudence resulting in homicide, then he does not feel that there is enough evidence for that reckless imprudence case. Why should he speak? However, pabubulaanan na yan because today, lumabas na yung balita na sabi ni Spox Harry Roque sa media, that sinabihan daw ng Malacanang that PAW should not stop its investigation. Sabi ni Wasabi Sakura, pag ako nanay ng mga bata maghalop ang balat sa tinalupan. Sabi ni Owen, simple evidence that the vaccine itself is still not approved from the country of origin. Yes, pero pag nagfa-file tayo ng criminal case for reckless imprudence resulting in, tandaan ninyo, kailangan may resulting in. So, kailangan merong physical injuries, merong homicide, may damage to property, but that's not applicable here. So, kapag reckless imprudence under a criminal case, kailangan may resulta. Kasi yung pangalan ng crime na yon ay reckless imprudence resulting in homicide or resulting in physical injuries. So, it is important na may nangyari. Otherwise, the case, as the PAW is filing it, is civil in nature. Ano yung civil? Damage case yan. Walang makukulong, pero i-indemnify, babayaran yung mga victims para dun sa pain and suffering nila. Sabi ni Edmond Flores, parating mo sa Pinoy pag may nangyari sa anak ko, ako mismo. Okay, sir, you have to stop making threats. Bakit? Kayo pa po yung mapapasama dyan. Right now, naiintindihan natin yung pain and suffering ninyo dun sa nangyayari sa inyo at sa nangyayari ngayon at sa takot natin lahat sa mangyayari sa mga bata or sa potential na mangyari dun sa mga bata. But making threats might put you in trouble and your child needs you. Sabi ni Bobby Schalkhammer, nakakapraning yung pag naturo ka ng anak mo, lalo na pag nilalagnat na? Yes. Marie Marun asks, who can issue a preventive suspension? The authority. For example, the Secretary of Health for the department or the Office of the Ombudsman or the Office of the President. Sabi ni Dennis, maaghop. Akala kasi nila attorney nakikisaw-saw lang ang PAO. Ang PAO gumagawa ng sarili nilang investigasyon para sa kaso na isasampa nila. Yes, but remember that they are conducting the investigation pursuant to their clients' interests. There's a big difference, ha? Hindi sila nagko-conduct ng investigation para kontrahin ng NBI o para kontrahin ang ibang mga investigative agencies. Ginagawa nila yon para lumagap ng ebidensya para sa mga kliyente nila. Sabi ni Cheryl Agravante, DOH o Ombudsman can issue. Yes, either one of them. Depende kung saan ipina-file yung kaso. Sabi ni Nita Haley, tama po ba yung panawagan ng PAO sa Pangulo na gawing state of emergency issue ang Dengvaxia? I don't think it will qualify as a state of emergency po. Bakit? Ang state of emergency is when an immediate action needs to be sought. For example, widespread criminality. Yung mga ganun po. Acts of violence, widespread acts of violence. Yung anarchy, mga ganyan. So, hindi po siya exactly the same. Bakit? Kasi hindi po widespread and uncontrollable acts that affect peace and order. Sabi ni Datsky, to make it fair for both parents and Garin without long process inject. Okay, nakakasawa na yan. Yung mga nagsasabing injectionan sila ng Dengvaxia. Okay, we get it. We don't need to repeat that. Obviously, they're not going to do that. Obviously, we've made our point na they would only be scared kung sila mismo natusukan, kung sila mismo, yung mga anak nila mismo ang nakatanggap ng vaccine. Okay, we get it. By repeating it so many times, it diminishes our message. Sabi ni, hindi ko mabasa yung name ko, okay lang ba naman nahimik na lang daw tayo at antayin na matapos muna yung investigasyon sa vaccine? Anong ibig nilang sabihin? Lalo na si Dr. Legaspi at may palakpakan pa. Oh, how wonderful, diba? Tell the parents to stop worrying. Tell the parents to stop worrying when you have evidence. Because right now, the only evidence that you're giving us is that there is no conclusive connection between Dengvaxia and the deaths. No conclusive in but the very statement of the PGH says also, dun sa statement nakalagay, dun sa 3 deaths that were due to dengue, possible failure of Dengvaxia, but subject to further examination. Ang ibig sabihin nito, hindi pa conclusive, hindi pa tapos. The autopsy wasn't enough. They have to look into those 3 deaths. Parang ang lumalabas ngayon is hindi iniimbestigahan further yung 3 yon na namatay due to dengue despite being injected with Dengvaxia. Remember, issue po dahil sa statement ng Sanofi na kung seronegative ka at nakatanggap ka ng vaccine ng Dengvaxia, you are at risk of getting a more severe strain of dengue. These children died. That is as severe as it gets. They have to look into whether or not that the Dengvaxia caused a more severe strain in the 3 children who died due to dengue. So hindi pa ito tapos, but everybody is acting like it is the study done by PGH is already conclusive. It is not. Even their own statement says hindi conclusive yung link at kailangan ng further examination and further study. Sabi ni Manuel Sagum, for the 3rd time, Pao did not appear sa Senate hearing. Bakit di umattend si Pao Chief? Is it because she's gathering more accurate info? Second, hashtag asan si Duque sa issues na ito. Can you clarify po yung topic ninyo kanina sa email leak via TP? I think TP should be the one to clarify the email leaks. Nag-live naman po siya kanina. Kasi scoop ni TP yun eh. Let's let him explain it further. Tapos saka na tayo mag-analyze pagka na-explain na niya, na-elaborate na ni TP. As for the, I cannot speculate kung bakit hindi pumupunta si Pao Chief Acosta. Sabi ni Frias, nakakatulog pa kaya ng maayos si Pinoy at Garin? Palagay ko hindi. Sabi ni Nenita Haley, DOJ ang inutasan ni PRRD to deal with Dengvaxia issue. Ma'am Haley, the PAO is under the DOJ. So, yeah, the statement of Secretary Roque was actually to continue with the investigation. Hindi nila pinapatigil. That in itself is a statement from the President. He's not letting go of the issue, but he is not going to speak with definiteness. He will not speak definitely on what side is more appropriate because right now for him there is no side to take. What is important is investigations are being conducted at maliwanag po ang sinabi ni Spokes Harry Roque to continue with the investigation. Sabi ni bakit kailangan isubpoena si Attorney Acosta? May representative naman ng PAO doon. Agree. Sabi ni Bochok de la Cruz, maraming salamat sa pagpapaliwanag, napakalaking tulong. Opo, you're welcome po. Sabi ni Helena Valenzuela, thank you for explaining to us. Sabi ni Rebecca Yokoy, like you for being cool, lalo na sa mga balimbing dyan. Okay. Well, thank you very much. So, are there any other questions? Ayan, si Linper, how about Sanofi? Mahahabol pa ba natin sila? Ayaw nila magbayad ng dinidemand nila. Wait. Ayaw nila magbayad, which means they are compelling the victims to go to court. Ganun lang yon. Bakit? Lumakas ang loob nila. Lumabas yung statement ng PGH saying na hindi conclusive. Kung ikaw yung respondent, lalakas din ang loob mo. Sasabihin mo, ba't kung magbabayad? Yung nagsabing hindi conclusive eh. Ibig sabihin yan, in a criminal case, absuelto sila. In a civil case, meron pa ring burden yung mga victims to prove na yung Sanofi is responsible for the sale and for the pain and suffering that they're experiencing. Hindi yata Sanofi. Ang kinakasuhan dito ng civil suit ay yung mga DOH officials like Secretary Garin and others. Bakit? Because of their program, naturukan ng Dengvaxia yung mga anak nila, and because may negligence dun sa pag-implement ng program na yon, merong damages sila, they'll be liable for damages. Ito yung case theory ng PAO ha. Ang sinasabi ng PAO is liable for damages itong mga opisyalis na ito dahil sa pagturok sa kanilang mga anak, they are probably in danger of getting a more severe strain of dengue. Sabi ni Lindy, kasuhan at ikulong si Garin kung sino man ang kasabwat. Yes. Sabi ni Ayat Bernal, the vaccine is already in the children's system for life at habang buhay. Hindi po. 3 years lang po yan. So, it's not, but it's still 3 years of worry. Ang problema is, i-clarify dapat ng Sanofi yung kanilang statement. Is it afterwards? Diba, during the immune period, sinasabi nila you will not get a severe strain of dengue. In fact, mamimitigate yung mga strains of dengue because of Dengvaxia, which obviously failed in at least the 3 children na in-examine ng PGH at ng PAO forensics, PAO doctors. So, what does this mean? Sanofi is still unclear about the extent or how long the children are going to be in danger of getting a more severe strain of dengue. So, sabi ni Jose Lubas, dapat na po tayong lumapit sa CDC Central for Disease Control. Hindi po kasi hindi nga. The reason nga nakikita natin na merong negligence dito is because massive vaccination program po ang DOH at the orders of the President despite the absence of an actual epidemic. Diba? Kaya nagkaroon ng negligence. Sabi ni Marie, I'm glad that there's someone like you in TP spending effort. Thank you po, but really, most of the thanks should go to TP. Kami nag-i-explain lang dito dun sa parts na hindi kayang i-explain ni TP or walang time si TP to explain. So, sabi ni Suzette Bentulan, sana may gumawa ng electronic device na mag-attract ng mosquitoes para I think there are. But as with anything, kasi we're dealing with bugs, no? It's not 100% perfect. Sabi ni Nonoy Murillo, anin, isang doktor nagon, wag na daw pag-usapan yung issue, then something happens. Violation po ng freedom of speech pag kami pumipigil sa atin state actor na magsalita. Nobody can stop you from speaking. Nobody should stop us from speaking, particularly since hindi naman nagko-commit ng libel ang mga tao. Diba? So, I think that is ridiculous to ask. Sabi ni Jen Sobehana, I'm on duty but watching your live. Uy, huwag kang mag-ano, baka mapagalitan ka. I'm a nurse working in the UK and I feel appalled about what's going on in my country. Thank you, Miss Jem. Sabi ni June, ipauso na lang ulit ang kulambo sa gabi. Alam mo, that's actually not a bad idea. So, in the meantime, what can we do? Hindi naman yata nagkukulang ang DOH sa pagpapaalala na dengue season, there's actually no dengue season. Mas matindi lang yung mosquito infestations kapag tag-ulan. So, every time uulan, mag-check tayo ng surroundings natin, get rid of any containers with stagnant water, mag-spray, use insect repellent, especially dun sa mga bata. At tandaan po, ang dengue mosquito is a low-flying afternoon mosquito, yung Aedes aegypti. That is why yung mga bata noon, when my kids were growing up, ina-advise ng barangay health centers at ng mga schools na ang mga bata ipagsusuot ng long sleeves at saka long pants para hindi po, because these are low-flying mosquitoes. So, yung mga legs, yung mga, pag maliliit yung mga bata, natin, ilo-long sleeves po natin. Sabi ni Michael Binyas, more focus should be on the corruption angle than the refund from Sanofi. For me kasi, it is the buyer's call, correct, because clearly Sanofi is not going to pay out without a court case. Tama yon. In the meantime, we go after the government officials who are responsible for this. Sabi ni Drew Ian, bakit ang PGH rep? Sinabi, shut up na lang daw para di mag-panic. I think it is way too late for that. You know why? Because DOH did not act immediately to address that panic. Diba? Wala eh. For the most part, deny eh. Sana in-address nila kagad yung issue, then people would not be panicking. But right na, ang tagal nilang pinabayaan yung mga parents ng mga bata wondering what they're going to do. Ngayon na pinabayaan ninyo, somehow it becomes the fault of the parents, kasalanan pa ngayon ng mga magulang na nagsasalita sila and causing panic. That's blaming the victim. Sabi ni Ayat Bernal, always with so much. Thank you, Ayat. Hindi ko binabasa yung mga compliments masyado. Pasensya na kasi there's not much time, baka magsawa kayo. Sabi ni Mark Mendoza, dapat maging liable mga taong responsable, dapat nag-inform na hindi nagawa sa madla na delikado. Agree completely. Ang hindi natin naririnig na mga biktima dito, yung mga pulis na nakatanggap din ng vaccination. Marami pala sila, 4,000. But I have to check that number. So, I understand that this also has to be addressed. Bakit? We ask our police officers to put themselves in harm's way almost every day. Tapos ginawa natin to sa kanila. Tama yan, sabi ni Johnny Boy Rosalita, I agree, the parents are demonized and it's too late. Oo, stop demonizing the victims. Stop victimizing the victims even further. Stop bashing the victims. Address their concerns. It is not their fault that this thing is happening. As a matter of fact, we already know whose fault it is. All we are now determining is the extent of that fault. Sabi ni Darwin Angelo Gochampo Obligar, matagal na po ba sa Pilipinas ang dengue? Yes, matagal na. Actually, since my kids were small, meron na eh. Parating may mga dengue alerts na noon. But, it was never of any epidemic proportions. Sabi ni Jen Aquino, is there any medicine that can counter Dengvaxia? Wala pa po. At least wala silang ina-announce. Because no doubt, if Sanofi knew of any medicine that can counter the effects of Dengvaxia, they would have come up with it now and finished off this problem. Diba, if it was as easy as taking a pill for it, tapos. Okay? Can we move on na to the next topic. The next topic is the rising prices of rice. Please po, I know that this sounds boring, pero this is a visceral issue, meaning yung mga mahihirap po ang unang tatamaan ng pagtumaas na masyado ang ano. Wow, sabi ni Vivian Vayala, correct po, mga 7,000 daw po ang pulis sa QC na na-vaccinate. Sabi ni Angel, hindi ba pwedeng patulong sa WHO? I don't know what they're going to help us with. Sabi ni Georgie Faraon, from the Senate hearing, may nagsabi na wala pang technology na pwedeng mag-identify na Dengvaxia related ang mga deaths. Paano kayo makakonvict criminally? And that is a problem. Diba? Sabi ni Mark Tan, kung may panlaban po tayo sa lumok, may panlaban po ba sa Dengvaxia? Okay. Nanonood si Dwayne, and si Dwayne has been hammering on this topic since day one. Maraming salamat for keeping this in the public consciousness. Hi Dwayne. Si Lea May Contento says, well, it's all about corruption, period. Agree. But it also happens that there are actual victims. Victims who are put in harm's way. Sabi ni Ned, what can you say about PRRD's pagwasak ng smuggled cars? Can we talk about it after NFA? Sabi ni Erin Parale, yung friend ng wife ng police na injection ng buong pamilya, yung isang friend naman, barangay official, mag-iina na injection po. So we're talking about a lot more victims than 800,000. Okay. So, we all know on Dengvaxia, you can keep asking questions about Dengvaxia, but I want to inform you about the NFA and the rising prices of rice. Bakit po tayo may NFA? Ang NFA po ay isang ahensya to make sure that the prices of rice do not go too far from a certain level. Bakit? Ang prices po ng rice nakakaapekto. If it goes too high, maraming magugutom at maraming maaapektuhan yan. So, bakit may issue ngayon? Dahil tumataas ang presyo ng bigas. Bakit tumataas ang presyo ng bigas? Kasi hindi pinayagan ng NFA mag-import ng bigas. NFA imports rice on a government-to-government basis. Bakit importante ito? Ang NFA po, kapag kulang ang bigas na naka-circulate, kunwari mag-hoard yung mga dealers para tumaas yung presyo, ang gagawin ng NFA, maglalabas ng bigas para bumaba yung presyo. Kapag naman maraming bigas, we withhold ng NFA yung paglabas nila ng bigas, yung sale nila ng bigas, para hindi masyadong bumaba yung presyo. Okay. Last year, sinabi po ni Secretary Manny Piñol na may bumper crop kaya hindi dapat mag-import ng bigas. That was a very extreme statement. Bakit? NFA cannot procure rice from farmers. Bakit? Ang procurement level ceiling ng NFA is 17 pesos per kilo. Farmers produce rice on an average at the cost of 20 pesos per kilo. Kung pipilitin natin ang mga farmers natin na magbenta sa NFA at 17 pesos per kilo, lugi sila. Yun ang hindi sinabi ni Secretary Manny Piñol. He was right, may bumper crop. So during harvest time, bawal po mag-import ang mga private retail, ang private rice dealers. Bakit? Kasi magkukumpetensya sila with the farmers. So, ganito po yung nangyari dyan. Kaya tumataas po ang presyo ng bigas kasi uubos na ang rice stocks ng NFA. Why is this a problem for us? Kasi nga, kapag nauubos ang rice in circulation, katulad ng paghuhoard ng mga rice traders natin, ang NFA ang magre-release para bumaba uli ang presyo ng bigas. Kasi dadami yung presence ng bigas. Dadaming bigas in the marketplace. Hindi magagawa ng NFA yan ngayon kasi wala silang buffer stocks na masyado. They have less than 15 days. Bakit ko konti yung stocks ng NFA? Kasi hindi sila pinayagan mag-government to government importation. It is that simple. Sino yung mga nagpigil? Several people. Some of them are on the board of very important government agencies. Marami kasing nagtutulak ng mga private importers. Nagtutulak na mag-import ng bigas ay mga private dealers. Hindi po yan nakakatulong sa ating mga farmers. Nagkukompetensya sila sa mga farmers. At yung mga dealers na yan, kapag nag-withhold po sila, yes, may cartel, Vivian. Pag nag-withhold sila ng kanilang bigas, they will force a price increase. Okay? So, What we should do is clamor for the NFA to be allowed a government-to-government importation para mapuno uli yung buffer stock ng NFA. Without the buffer stock of the NFA, prices of rice is going to continue to rise. And that is a problem because marami sa ating mga kababayan cannot afford even a 4 peso increase in the price of rice per kilo. So we need to get this to the president or to any other person who can change this around. Ang importante dito, the NFA should be allowed a government-to-government importation and to replenish the stocks of the NFA. It would be unfair kung i-compel natin ang mga farmers natin na magbenta to the NFA kasi malulugi sila. Okay, so end of sermon on the NFA. Sabi ni Dwayne, sino po palang hahabol sa rice traders na nag-hoard? NFA din po. Kasi nag-aano din sila. They work with law enforcement agencies on the illicit rice hoarders. Sabi ni Bobby, are these cartels identified? Some of them are. At dapat iniimbestigahan naman sila. Pinapaimbestigahan. That is part of the mandate of the NFA. Pasensya na kasi alam ko yung iba sa inyo, you're totally bored with the idea of rice. Kaya lang mahalaga po ito para sa ating mga kababayan kasi a lot of the people who are going to suffer from this are not on Facebook. Okay, meron po ba kayong ibang topic na gustong pag-usapan? And please, let's not talk about my looks too much. Sorry, ayan, nagtanggal ako ng ano. Ang gulo pala ng hair ko, hindi niya sinabi. Anyway, are there any other topics that you need to be clarified upon? It's a shame, nasa atin pa naman ang iri. Correct, sabi ni Rodriguez. Sabi ni Ludi Gelbanes, matagal nang may sabuatan ang NFA at private dealers. Yes, I agree. Kaya nga po may NFA. Ang NFA lang po ang sumasalag dito sa mga hoarders na ito. Ang NFA has been put up for rice security, for food security, to ensure that our people will always have sufficient rice and rice that is within the reach of our kababayans. Even the poorest of the poor should be able to buy rice. Sabi ni Earp Wyatt, what does Secretary Piñol have to say about the rice problem now? I think he changed naman his stand. Ito yung stand niya last year. Kaya we had to call him out. NFA called him out on it. At sinabihan siya na it would be unfair to the farmers that you should be protecting to make sure that they get the best prices. To compel them to buy from NFA, they have to get the best prices. Sabi ni Karen Aleta, not bored. Really happy to learn so much. Alright. I think that should be enough for NFA. Tinitignan ko dito sa Facebook kung meron kayong sinuggest na additional topics. Sabi ni Ludi, any agency other than NFA that could help with the rice smuggling? Customs. Diba? Actually, diba kinasuhan din si dating Commissioner Nick Faldon allegedly on rice smuggling. Ang nakakatawa niyan is they didn't. There's no rice smuggling kasi ang NFA ang nag-i-issue ng permit for the private importers. As a matter of fact, nagka-issue last year with the NFA administrator on rice importations kasi there are certain people na hindi na binigyan ng permits. Binigyan na lang ng permit to import yung mga naka-import na tapos natagalan lang in transit, hindi umabot dun sa cut-off. So, yun lang po. Sabi ni Elizabeth Aninag, bakit po init na init si Triliding sa yaman ng Pangulo? Okay, do you want to talk about Senator Trillanes now? Alright, hindi ko na-announce ito. Senator Trillanes filed a resolution sa Senado to initiate an investigation into the alleged wealth of the President. Bakit importante ito? Actually, hindi. Hindi importante si Trillanes. However, makulit siya. Remember that ni-raise na po niya itong issue na ito during elections pa lang. At ano nangyari? Talo siya. Hindi nag-release ang DPI ng records, ng bank records tungkol dun sa presidente, despite the fact that he already executed the waiver. Kulit ng kulit si Senator Trillanes. As a matter of fact, nag-umpisa pa sila ng movement, #sign the waiver, pero to compel the president to open his bank records. This is ridiculous. One, ang ginagawa ni Senator Trillanes dito, mang-aakusa siya pero nire-require niya na yung inakusahan niya, sila yung magpatunay na sila ay inosente. Which turns the Constitution on its ear. Baliktad yon. Bakit? Kasi ayon sa ating Constitution, ang kailangan magpatunay ng guilt ay yung prosecution. At guilt ang pinapatunayan, hindi po innocence. Nobody has the burden to prove na inosente sila. Ang may burden ay kung sinong nang-aakusa. Inaakusahan kunwari, si Presidente ng ill-gotten wealth, o sige, nasan yung ebidensya mo? Gusto ni Senator Trillanes, si Presidente po mag-provide ng ebidensya laban sa sarili niya. Tandaan niyo po, one of the rights of the accused, you cannot be compelled to testify against yourself. You cannot be compelled to provide evidence to the prosecution para ikaw ang madiin. Diba? I don't know where Senator Trillanes got the idea that this is even possible. So, tama, paulit-ulit po siya. So, binigyan tayo ng regalo ni Senator Coco Pimentel, Senate President Coco Pimentel, at sinabihan si Senator Trillanes that to do that investigation would be a tragic waste of time. Diba? Medyo dramatic din si Senate President Coco Pimentel. Therefore, yeah. But he said no. Basically, he said no. Bakit? Naririndi na din ng publiko sa ilang mga investigasyon na walang katuturan. Yung mga investigasyon na ginagamit naman ng ibang mga senador para mambuli lang ng mga witnesses o mambuli ng ibang mga government officials. Hindi ba nga si former com-file doon ay nagpakulong na lang dahil pikon na pikon siya. Ilang beses na siyang kinakaladkad sa Senado, ilang beses na siyang pinipilit sumagot in a certain way. Si Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte, pinaghuhubad pa ni Senator Trillanes. Nakakabaliw na yung mga ganitong klaseng investigasyon, and it doesn't make the Senate look good. It doesn't make any of them look good, and it is political suicide to try to bully the president. Well, not bully siguro. Try to persecute the president. Sabi ni Kilan, he's like an itch on a bat that will go away. That's how he sustained his political career nang to-trigger siya. Correct. So, what's the best thing that we can do is to ignore this idiot. Kaya lang, sorry, nadulas ako. Sorry. Sorry. Maganda rin na sinusunog natin yung arguments nila, no? Halimbawa, itong si Congressman Alejano, hirit-hirit siya tungkol dun sa dun sa suspension ni Deputy Ombudsman Caranda. Dun sa suspension ni Deputy Ombudsman Carandang, hindi niya hirit siya ng hirit. Hindi pwedeng tanggalin si Deputy Ombudsman Carandang, hindi siya pwedeng suspindihin. And he was citing the 2014 case. Ang hindi niya tinignan, sabi ni Solgen, sumagot si Solgen, sabi niya, hindi naman namin sinususpindi, preventive suspension lang ito, this is not a penalty. So, hindi nag-a-apply yung 2014 case. So, di ba, basa-basa lang pag may time. So, sabi ni AJ, huli ka. Sorry, hindi nga sinasadya eh. Tinanong ni Marby Bautista kailan matatapos term ni Senator Trillanes. It's on 2019. That's the last term he has for the Senate. So tatakbo yata siya for party list. Maliwanag naman yung mga plano ni Senator Trillanes. So, at tatakbo po si Congressman Gary Alejano for the Senate. Natanong ni Jen Aquino what happened to the ethics case filed against him. Sabi po ni Senator Soto nang in-interview namin sa Karambola, nag-set po siya ng hearing ng February 20. So titignan natin po kung matutuloy na naman yung hearing na yun. Kasi dapat nag-set din siya last December, hindi na naman po natuloy. Tandaan po natin, hindi lang po si Senator Trillanes ang may ethics case. Pinasuhan ni Senator Gordon si Senator Trillanes ng ethics case for itong mga ginagawa niya during the Senate investigations. So, ang ginawa ni Senator Trillanes is nag-countersuit siya. Nag-file din siya ng reklamo against Senator Gordon. So, ngayon, it's one senator, both senators have ethics cases. Pareho pong didinggin yan ng February 20. According to Senator Soto, sana po matuloy. Sabi ni Kay, tatakbo si Alejandro. No! O nga eh. I think we've had enough of them, di ba? But the nice thing about elections is we get to choose who's going to win. So, wag na lang natin silang iboto pareho. 'Di ba? Tandaan nyo, yung party list ng Magdalo, kailangan encourage people to not vote for it anymore. Otherwise, nasa Kongreso si Antonio Trillanes after 2019, and I don't think matitiis ng sanity natin yon. Okay. Ano pa ba? So, sabi ni Misael Yangwas, sabi ni Monsod, impeachable po daw yung pagdidisiplina ni Presidente Duterte Karandang. Is it true? No, it is not. Bakit? Culpable violation of the Constitution ba yan? Hindi. Kasi nga, as the Solgen explained, this is a preventive suspension. Nobody is trying to impose a penalty on Deputy Ombudsman Karandang. It's a preventive suspension para hindi niya mapapakialaman yung mga ebidensya that are in his office, or he cannot influence people by virtue of his position. Ibig sabihin, you just take him out of the office para hindi niya maapektuhan yung kaso. Hindi po yan penalty. And while he will not receive his salaries during the period, i-refund yan sa kanya kapag walang, during the course of the investigation, walang nahanap na fault against him na administrative liability. So, it's not an impeachable offense. Pag may bump to dyan sa Alejandro na yan, ano yun? Sabi ni Tess Maresigan, I thank goodness, tapos ng term ni Tili, nakakaloka makinig sa kulitan. Oo nga, no? But you have to understand, how did he get elected in the first place? Sabi ni Melda Williams, Montugtugin, ang nakaraan, subukan muna natin itong gobyerno ni Duterte, sayad na ang corruption greed niya. Tignan natin kung ang mga Pinoy ngayon ay may natutunan. How Filipinos can put themselves to work towards nation and its own opinions must be heard. Maanghang man na matamis ang tenga, pakinggan natin. Okay. Sabi niya, si Roel talaga, pinaalala pa sa akin yung sinabi ko. Sabi ni Ionizer, Ganuhay, at Attorney Buwang lang ang buboto sa kapo yan. My God, dagdag pa si Alejandro sa mga panggulo sa Senado. Enough fools in the Senate. Yes. Kaya nga, as soon as malaman natin yung mga Senate lineups, magkikilatisin natin dito sa mga Facebook Live natin yung mga kandidato. Tingnan natin yung mga backgrounds nila, kilatisin natin kasi we have to, we want to see who are going to be the best people to put in the Senate. Hindi na tayo pwedeng mag-rely na lang dun sa mga endorsements ng kung sino-sino. Sabi ni AJ Ligarda, hirap kasi minsan kapag mambabatas, walang background man lang kahit konti sa law, kaya medyo kabado ang mga kabilang parlor kapag tumakbo si Mocha since she's taking up law. True. Sabi ni Ellie Limbaga, watching while our ship loading in Port of Bentulo, Malaysia. Nax. Sabi ni Raquel Dumblao, wag lang mandaya, di sila mananalo. Agree. Sabi ni Susan Martinez, update on Angry Bird please. Well, yung last update po kasi hindi po siya nagpakita dun sa last Senate hearing niya. At hindi na po inapila ni Mrs. Bautista, ni Tisha Bautista, yung judgment ng court na i-turn over niya yung mga dokumento na nakuha niya doon sa safe at sa document, sa mga gamit ni Andres Bautista. Kasi inalaw naman po siya maggawa ng mga certified true copies. Ayon dun sa decision ng Regional Trial Court na iyon, ang pinat-turn over lang naman sa kanya ay yung mga documents na nakuha niya. So, lahat naman yon na Xerox, na certified before the court, or actually ginagawa pa nila para magagamit pa rin siya as evidence. Hindi po ni-require ng court na i-turn over yung latigo. So, nasa kanya pa. Sabi ni Elenita Dorling, ang recount po ni BBM, next topic. Okay, mabilis lang. Yung recent post po ni Senator Bongbong, nilagay ko po dun sa wall ko eh. Sabi ni Senator Bongbong, hinamon niya po kasi si Vice President Leni Robredo na tigil na, withdraw na natin lahat ng mga motions natin, wag na tayo mag-file ng mga motions para hindi na tumagal, diretso na tayo, bukasan na ng ballot boxes. At mukhang tinanggap naman po yung hamon. So pinirmahan na ni Senator Bongbong yung joint motion nila na isusumite dun sa Presidential Electoral Tribunal. Ipapadala ito kay Vice President Leni. Let's see kung totoong tinatanggap niya yung hamon ni dating Senator Bongbong Marcos. Sabi ni Fidela Humalin, ang nakapagtataka attorney, bakit iyong mga kasalanan ng mga yellow party list ang bagang ng process? Well, tandaan po natin, yung iba sa kanila are still occupying positions of power. Tingnan mo kung ilan po sila na nasa Senado. Para sa akin nga, mahalaga yung order ng ombudsman na dinidismiss sa service si Senator Villanueva. Bakit? Kasi boto din siya. Kung sakasakaling umakyat ang impeachment ni Chief Justice Sereno, mababawasan ng isang boto. Mas madadalian tayong ipatanggal si Chief Justice Sereno kung kulang-kulang na yung mga boto ng LP. Ito po kasi ang transition period. Nakapanalo tayo ng presidente pero marami pa rin nag-occupy ng ibang positions na hindi kapartido ng presidente, na kahit magsumpa pa sila sa PDP laban, alam natin ang pinagkalakihan nila ay yung galawang dilawan. So, hindi po mabilis ang pagbabago as long as may mga taong nanghihikayat pa at kumakapit pa dun sa ating lumang sistema. So, huwag po tayong ma-impatient. Naipanalo natin yung Pangulo natin. Marami pong pagbabago siyang ini-institute ngayon. Hindi lang nga po natin nagagawa ng mabilisan. Pero ganun po talaga ang demokrasya. Ganun po. In fact, dun sa inyong mga napipikon, dun sa kabagalan daw ng justice system, huwag po kayong mapipikon. Kasi, kaya po ganyan ang sistema natin is dahil ang akusado po ay pinakamahina dito na player dun sa justice system. Lahat ng kalaban niya malalakas. Kalaban niya yung estado, kalaban niya yung prosecution. Marami pong powers na naka-array against him or her. So, pinoprotektahan ng ating saligang batas at ng ating mga batas ang mga karapatan ng isang akusado. At yung mga karapatan na yon, minsan nakakabagal talaga ng proseso, pero hindi natin kinoconsider na delay yon kasi bahagi siya ng proseso. Alam ko po nakakapikon yung tagal. Alam ko po na nakakainip yung tagal. Lalong-lalo na gusto kong sa bilibid na po matransfer si Senator Laila de Lima. Gayon pa man, dahil sumusunod tayo sa proseso, ini-ensure natin na fair yung paglilitis sa kanila, mabagal po talaga. Yung ibang kabagalan na yan, kailangan po tanggapin natin yan. Yung nagtatanong tungkol dun sa kaso ng Rappler laban dun sa SEC, final po nila sa Court of Appeals, wala pa po tayong natatanggap na mas bagong balita doon. Kung tatanggapin po ng Korte de Apelacion ang kaso ng Rappler, magpapadala po sila ng notice dun sa Securities and Exchange Commission para sagutin yung complaint sa kanila, at ang representante nila ay ang Office of the Solicitor General. So hanggang ngayon, wala pa po tayong naririnig. So, siguro iniintay pa makatanggap ng notice ang SEC. Sabi ni Fidela, may post attorney na craziest president daw si Duterte. You know what? I don't care what they call him as long as he delivers. We don't care. Sabi ni Victor Rios, ano pong comment niyo ma'am dun sa mga DDS supporters and vloggers na nag-aaway-aaway? Number 1, hindi tayo sasali sa away. Number 2, all of them are entitled to their own opinions, good or bad. Number 3, if you're on social media, dapat makapal lang balat at mukha mo, and you shouldn't really care, and you shouldn't be a crybaby about things that are said against you, kasi ang kakapal din natin ng batikos, kailangan tanggapin din natin ng batikos. Yun yung nature ng freedom of speech. So, yun lang po masasabi ko. Anybody can like or dislike anybody that they want. Ako, for me right now, wala akong inaaway because I don't think it's worth the time. Ang dami-daming kailangan pag-discuss, ang dami-daming kailangan ituro, ang dami kailangan matutunan. So, good luck dun sa mga Actually, yung tingin ko medyo tumatahimik na lahat. Tandaan po natin, may mga kaibigan ako on both sides dun sa mga nag-aaway-away, and I love them all. So, kaya masakit sa akin nakikita nag-aaway sila. Gayon pa man, bakit natin dadagdagan yung ingay na na-generate ng away nila? So, live and let live. Diba? If they feel bad, if they don't like me, okay, fine. I respect your right not to like me. You ought to respect my right not to like you, but to be quiet about it. Sabi ni Vivian Vayala, paano po attorney kung gagamitin pa din ng Smartmatic, may dayan pa din? I cannot speculate on that. Pero, kung mapatunayan ni Senator Bongbong yung kanyang akusasyon, we will have to overhaul the system. So, maaari, all is not lost. Kahit po Smartmatic po ang supposedly bibilin na counting machines dito, kung lumabas po dun sa kaso ni Senator Bongbong Marcos na meron talagang basis para pagdudahan ng Smartmatic, pwede natin pwedeng ipaurong ng gobyerno yung sale. Sabi ni Mark Tan, ano yung other activities niyo po pag naka-offline kayo? I mean, ay, mahalaga ba yun? Sabi ni Ionizer, Attorney Trix, run ka po. Ay, wag. Awayin tayo niyan. Sayang lang oras. Sabi ni Princess Beatrice Ong, susunod na election, Smartmatic pa rin, baka tulad ng May 8. Kaya nga po, mahalaga po. Kaya, alam nyo, hindi ako Marcos. Kahit kailan, hindi ako pro-Marcos. In fact, nangyari yung na-assassinate si Ninoy Aquino at the time when I was already in college sa UP. Na-radicalize talaga kami lahat dahil sa pagkamatay na yon. Kasi syempre, ang alam namin nun, bayani siya, no? Hindi naman namin alam yung mga paratang ngayon. Pero at the time, na-radicalize po, pati yung mga apathetic na mga estudyante katulad ko dun sa UP. So, I was never Marcos. Pero, nakikita ko mahalaga po yung kaso ni Senator Bongbong Marcos kasi nilalabas niya yung mga possibilities of cheating internally using the system. Hindi na ito yung nag-cheat ka with flying voters. Hindi na ganun yung katsipan na cheating. Systems cheating, meaning it is possible na Smartmatic was in on the cheating. So, mahalaga po yung kaso ni Senator Marcos. I don't care how you feel about him, and right now, I don't even care how I feel about him. What is important is yung kaso niya, mahalaga kasi may pagkakataon tayo na maisiwalat yung sistema ng pag-elect at mabuking natin yung mga tao who are responsible for this at maayos natin yung sistema. Kasi if it's one thing that we should never stand for is to have false leaders, yung mga hindi totoong nahalal. Kasi yun ang basihan ng ating demokrasya. Yung basihan natin is that naghahalal tayo, tayong mga common na citizens, mga walang powers other than the fact that we have a vote. Yung boto natin mahalaga yan. Kapag ina-undermine yan ng isang sistema, dapat umaangal tayo kasi ibig sabihin, we are not led by the people we chose. So, violation yan ng ating saligang batas, violation yan ng ating political rights. So, sabi ni Ernestina Salinas Dalisay, Atty. Batsi Escudero nagsalita din na dapat imbestigahan daw bank account na mayor. Hindi, actually, ang sabi ni Cheese ganito, willing siyang imbestigahan, pero dinagdag din po niya. Paano natin gagawin? Kung matuloy yan, paano tayo makakapagpa-cooperate dun sa mga witnesses? Gayong ang testigo nila ay magiging violation ng Bank Secrecy Act. Yun nga po yung sinasabi ni Senator Coco Pimentel. It would be a tragic waste of time. I think it would be a monumental waste of resources because how can you compel your witnesses to answer? Hindi mo pwedeng gamitan ng contempt powers ng Senado na sumagot itong mga taong to because you are compelling them to commit a crime. So hindi po, I don't see any reason why that investigation, Senate investigation, should even be considered kasi nga hindi mo, wala kang mapipilit na mga witnesses. So, sabi ni Minga Sabdener, totoo po, bakit na PCOS machine pa rin po ang mga magka-count? Very fishy. Agree. Sabi ni Maria Angela Kahanding, parang wala na po kaming naririnig tungkol sa akusasyon ni Napoles kay Drilon. Hindi kasi po nag-file ng kaso si Napoles Nagbigay siya ng statement, pero to the press lang po yun. Hindi po yun yung kind of accusation na magkakaroon ng kaso. Kumbaga, hearsay lang yun. Kailangan mag-execute po ng affidavit o ng complaint affidavit itong si Janette Napoles at akusahan niya ng diretso si Senator Franklin Drilon of several things. Isa yun doon, extortion or coercion. Diba? Dapat akusahan niya. Filean niya ng kaso, hindi niya ba ginagawa? So, mawawala na lang po yan. Paratang niya. Nagpa-interview siya. Yun na yun. That's it. Wala na talaga tayong maririnig dyan. Sabi ni Francis Ong, how can we help as politically active citizens? Ito pong ginagawa po natin, nakikialam tayo, nakikibaka tayo dun sa mga issues of national interest. Nagpapahayag tayo ng ating mga opinyon para naririnig ng ating mga ng liderato kung ano yung saloobin ng taong bayan at kung saan natin gustong patunguhin itong administrasyon na ito. Mahalaga po ang opinion natin, mahalaga po ang freedom of speech, kaya hindi dapat tayo naghihikayat na may tumahimik. Kahit yung mga taong ayaw natin ng opinion, kailangan po naririnig sila. So as politically active citizens, kailangan din po nagpapahayag tayo ng ating opinion. We should be active, pero hindi lang po sa Facebook. Meron po kasing email addresses ang ating mga legislators. Meron pong presidential complaint excuse me, office. Sorry po. Ang daldal ko kasi. marami po tayong mga public officials na maaaring tumanggap ng mga liham sa atin. We have to tell our officials if they're doing something wrong. At mahalaga din yung feedback natin. If we feel that they're doing something right, mahalaga po na sabihin natin sa ating mga opisyales that we think that they're doing a good job. Bakit? Kasi papasok ka sa gobyerno, ang daming bawal. Meron pang FOI, sagot ka ng sagot tungkol dun sa mga ginagawa mo dun sa opisina. Malapit ka sa kaso kasi konting violation ng rules, may administrative case ka na. Kung meron kang pagkakamali at yung pagkakamali na yun ay dahil sa pera, maaari kang makasuhan ng malversation, technical malversation, graft and corruption. Ang dami. So it is a thankless job basically to be in government, lalong-lalo na in the Duterte administration. Ang bilis mag-fire ng ating Pangulo. So we have to let our public officials, if we think that they're doing a good job, to tell them that they're doing a good job. And if they're doing a bad one, huwag tayong tatahimik. So that is part of it. Also, as political aware citizens, kailangan natin kinikilatis natin yung mga potential leaders natin. May election po ng 2019. Ngayon pa lang, dapat naghahanap na tayo ng mga taong gusto natin ihalal dun sa Senado, sa Kongreso, at sa ibang mga local positions, mayor, vice mayor, mga konsehal. Mahalaga po ang ating mga local officials kasi po, yun po ang yung government na parati natin nakaka-interact, hindi lang po yung national government. Sila po ang nag-administer ng mga local laws. Sila po ang directly nag-administer ng mga services that deal with the people directly. Health services are under the local government, etc. Sabi ni Ramon de Quilion, masasabi niya sa fake news. Isang buong live po yun. Saka na tayo mag-fake news kasi mahabang usapan yan. Susunod po. Sabi ni Jojo Ignacio, napakasarap makinig ng mga ganitong talakayan kapag matalino nagsasalita. Kayo po yung matalino kasi kaya lang ako nakaka-respond kasi matatalino yung mga tanong. So, hindi po ako yon. Sabi ni Nene Leslie, maraming salamat po. Ay, maraming salamat din po, ma'am. Sabi ni Musings page, what matters is we support Duterte regardless of our differences. Agree naman din po ako dyan. But we don't support the president just because he is Duterte. We support him kasi tama yung ginagawa niya. For the first time, binubuwag ng ating Pangulo yung mga structures na nag-perpetrate ng elitism sa ating bayan. Halimbawa, wag nating kakalimutan itong free education up to the tertiary level at saka up to the College of Medicine. Mahalaga yan kasi dati ang hirap magpaaral talaga, so nagiging mangmang ang mga citizens natin. Nagkakaroon ng intellectual elite yung bayan natin, yung mga taong tingin nila sila lang ang matatalino at sila lang ang pwedeng maging leaders natin. Makikita pa rin natin yung mga ganyan ngayon. Kaya yung mga paratang, yung mga sinasabi, inaakusahan nila parati yung mga DDS, mga supporters ng presidente, tanga kayo, walang modo, wala kayong pinag-aralan, ang babastos ninyo, balahura kayo. Makikita nyo, parang pinalalabas nila na ang galing-galing namin, we're so good, we're so refined, that's why we don't have to talk in the language that you speak. Excuse me. Diba, nakikita natin, there is an intellectual elite in this country at matagal na po nilang hawak ang mga reins of power. Matagal po silang nag-occupy ng positions in government at ang nangyayari, self-perpetrating lang. Sila lang. Either magkakapamilya sila o magkakabarkada sila. Ang ginagawa ng ating Pangulo, binubuwag po itong mga elite structures, ng mga structures na nagpo-perpetrate ng elites dito sa bansa. Mabubuwag ang mga oligarchies kapag may tumatapat na doon sa mga dating leaders natin, kasing tatalino nila, kasi natatapatan yung pinag-aralan nila. Matatas din, magagaling din magsalita. Kailangan mag-create tayo ng educated masses para natatapatan yung mga dating nang mahahari-harian sa ating bansa. Yan po ang ginagawa ng ating Pangulo, kaya natin sinusuportahan siya. We don't support him simply because he's Duterte, we support him because he's doing the right thing. Sabi ni Josh Paul, ma'am, ano pong masasabi niyo sa mga tag-sunod pa ni Chris Aquino? Actually, hindi ako galit kay Chris Teta except pag gumagamit siya dati ng government resources. Otherwise, I find her really very entertaining. O, di ba? Magsalita lang siya. Whether tama o mali yung sinasabi niya, dami nating pinagchichikahan tungkol sa kanya. Sabi ni Susan Martinez, sabi ni Joey, you have to have a strong stomach to blog. Naku, nawala po yung comment niya. Well, I agree naman with Jover na, kailangan matigas ang sikmura mo eh. Especially if you're going to be vicious to your fellow bloggers, I try not to be personal. We have to call out issues. Kailangan pagtatalakayin at tinatalakay tayo tungkol dun sa mga issues, tungkol dun sa hindi tungkol dun sa tao. Bakit? Ad hominem yan eh. Ano naman ang kinalaman ng tao? Alam mo, you can take any person, even a really bad person, and he can still tell us the right things. Diba? He will still be right. Diba? Kahit kunwari, masama na, o kahit sabihin pa natin sino sa tingin niya yung pinakamasamang tao sa buong mundo. Let's say si Janette Napoles, tingin natin masamang tao siya. But when she says something, we cannot judge what he says by who she is. Diba? Kasi posibleng tama pa rin. Sabi ni Gamil Khalid, on the Dengvaxia side, pag na-prove guilty ang LP at team nila Garin, anong pwedeng kaso sa kanila? Reckless imprudence resulting in homicide. Among others. Tsaka, of course, violation ng 1319, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Kung malaki talaga, plunder. So, yung mga dan. What about those students who walk from class to rally? What's your opinion? Okay. Nasabi ko na po yung opinion ko tungkol sa mga estudyante na nagrarally, but I will repeat it here. I am not against students going to rallies. Bakit? Kaya ako sinasabihan ko kayo pag yung mga nagko-comment sa wall ko at sinasabing itong mga taga-UP talaga. Unang-una hindi lang taga-UP ang nagrarally ha. Pangalawa, yung mga kung maka-taxpayer dyan pera ng taong bayan yung ginagamit nyo. Ulitin ko. Ang UP po, maliit ang budget na nanggagaling sa GAA. Matagal nang hinaing ng UP. Narinig mo ba kami? Narinig nyo ba kami nung sinasabi namin dapat lakihan ang budget ng UP? Hindi nila pinakinggan. In fact, binawasan ang budget ng UP at napipilitan ng UP ngayon gamitin yung mga lupa nila at nire-rent out ito dun sa mga malls para magkaroon ng pera para ipangsweldo dun sa mga teachers. Okay, kung kayo dyan, makaklaim kayo yung taxpayers money, ginagamit namin mga estudyante kami dito sa UP, estudyante pa po ako hanggang ngayon. Huwag niyong sasabihin na taxpayers money ninyo yung nagbabayad sa aking edukasyon. Kasi subsidized nga kami, totoo yun. But largely subsidized by the use of the lands of UP. Bakit? Ang tagal-tagal pinaglaban ng UP, dagdagan ng budget, imbes na dagdagan ng budget, niliitan ng Kongreso ang budget ng UP. Kaya yung argument na, oy, pera ng taong bayan ginagamit ninyo kapag nagrarally kayo, excuse me, that is so not true anymore. Second, what is wrong with rallying? Di ba exercise of the freedom of speech yan? Pangulo nga natin hindi nagagalit kapag nagrarally tayo. Hindi niya sinabi sa mga taga-UP na ibibigay niya yung slots, ikikick out ang mga estudyante ng UP at bibigay yung slots nila sa mga lumad. Hindi. He said, you can take a leave up to 1 year. Habang nakalib kayo, yung slot ninyo, bibigay ko dun sa mga bright na lumad. Hindi niya sinabing makikick out kayo, hindi niya sinabing paparusahan yung mga nagrarally, hindi niya sinabi na mali ang rally. As a matter of fact, nung Marcos burial, anong sinabi niya dun sa mga reliyista? Kahit 1 month kayo mag-rally, sige lang. Yung presidente natin is a firm believer in the freedom of speech. Hindi niya kailanman sinabihan na tumigil kayo magpahayag, tumigil kayo mag-rally, tumigil kayo magsabi ng inyong saloobin. Never niya sinabi niyan. So, when you see yung mga students nagrarally, I have always fought for their right to rally. Posibleng hindi tayo agree dun sa ginagawa nila. Posibleng hindi natin gusto yung nirarally nila. Posibleng, violent disagreement tayo. Kahit ako, sinasabi ko, what the hell? Diba? Ba't hindi Dengvaxia? Ba't hindi something else? Why are you rallying against this president who has done so much good for this country? I disagree with what you're rallying, but I do not disagree with your right to rally. Ano yung sinabi during the American Revolution? I do not have to agree with what you say, but I will defend your right to say it. Yun po, that is how we should, anybody can speak. Anybody can rally. Karapatan po yan na nakalagay sa ating saligang batas. So, bakit natin pipigilan ng mga estudyante natin? And while they're young, let them make their mistakes. Oh, yan. Sabi ni Rene Lim, what can you say about UP students rallying? By all means, they should rally. Why the hell not? Sinasabi nila sa amin, who says that the freedom of speech cannot be exercised by our students? Diba? The freedom of speech is for everyone. Why are you asking them not to speak? How dare us? The president has not asked them to do that. So, alam mo, I want our students, if mali yung pinaglalaban nila, magkamali sila habang bata pa sila. Matututo sila. 'Di ba? Let them make mistakes. That is the only way they're going to learn. Then, if that's the only way they're going to learn, then by all means they should learn. Their education is not confined to the four corners of a classroom. They will also learn sometimes in these rallies. They will also learn what it is to be just. Sabi ni Jake Angelo Reformado, tingin niyo matutuloy bang federal government? Kailangan baguhin po ang ating saligang batas para matuloy ang federalism. But that's another thing we have to consider. Ang dami sa atin nagsasabing pro-federalism tayo, pero what is federalism? Unang-una, federalism means there are two governments in the same territory. Other than that, dami ng differences. There are different forms of federalism and differences in the details. Sinasabi to ni Senator Coco Pimentel, and I agree with him. Ang sabi niya is, sure, we can in theory be for federalism, but we have to see the kind of proposal that comes out first dun sa Constitutional Assembly. Sabi ni Ben David, insulto daw tawaging intellectual elite sila. It's just a label. I say intellectual elites kasi sila po yung nakapag-aral. And siguro, pinagbibigyan din natin. Sinasabi nila, mas matalino sila sa atin. Fine. Sabi ni Anthony Palomares, congratulations for becoming an official member of Carambola. Thank you. Sabi ni Ben David, nag-English lang intellectual na. Parang, ako ba yung pinatatamaan mo? Sabi ni Sofia Banada, thanks po, love you po. Sabi ni Nenita Haley, mga UP students, halata masyado na dilawan, nakalagay sa placard nila, free tuition fee. Samantalang naaprubahan na nga ang free college tuition fee ni PRRD, halata masyado minamanipula sila ng Why should we care? Let them, like I said, if they're mistaken in their opinions, let them make their mistakes now while they're young. Matatauhan din yan. But in the meantime, why should you be angry at them for rallying? Parang magagalit ba tayo dun sa mga kapwa natin Duterte supporters if they want to go to take to the streets to express their love for the president? Maaasar ba tayo nun? Di tayo maaasar kasi pareho tayo ng saloobin, pareho tayo ng stand. So, if you're going to allow people who with similar political opinions as ours to rally, then everybody should be allowed to rally. Huwag po kayong magagalit dun sa mga estudyante, mga bata yan, and they are learning. At in fact, we should be thankful na involved sila. O sige, mali nga yung opinion nila, but at least they care enough to rally. At dun sa mga, sa inyo na sa tingin ninyo, hindi naman sila sincere, then let them. Diba? Bakit? In the end, it'll all come out okay. They're not in any danger of swaying anybody. Ang dami natin eh. But they have a right to speak. Let them speak. Let them be heard. We're being heard. We should let them be heard too. Sabi ni OMR si Kedebeyon. Ano po masasabi ni attorney sa sinabi ni attorney Makalintal? Sorry, you'll have to nawala sa akin. Sabi ni Arturo Layog, sana yung mga students who rally for the issue on Dengvaxia, you can't force them to rally for something that you want. Hindi ba yan yung nature ng freedom of speech? They can say what they want. You can't force them to say what you want to say. That's a reverse censorship. That's compulsion. Sabi ni Yeng, tumpak kayo dyan regarding UP. I'm happy you said that. I for one pays my miscellaneous fees. Nawala ako po. Sabi ni Jay Ralios, nako, attorney, most likely mali ang pagkakaintindi ng mga tao sa statement ng Pangulo pagrarally ng mga taga-UP. Yes. But the President has been consistent in his stand about the freedom of speech. You can exercise it. You can do it for as long as you want and as much as you want. Ano ba ang penalties kapag ang estudyante nagrarally? Abay, kung hindi kayo nagpapapasok at nag-overcut ka, if kick out ka pa rin, you will lose your scholarship. So don't think that the walang risk itong mga estudyanteng to, and they're just there wasting taxpayers' money. In the first place, how much exactly of our tuition is still taxpayers' money? Some of them are really income generated by UP already. I'm not siding with UP simply because I'm from UP, but but in all things, act with fairness. The freedom of speech is guaranteed not just for the ideas that we agree with, but the ones that we disagree with and the ones that we don't like. Kasi sometimes there are ideas out there that are so new and we don't see yet that they are right. Di ba, ang tagal-tagal nga natin akala na okay si Noynoy. Ako for the longest time, akala ko okay si Cory. But because we allowed other ideas to come in, nakikita natin ang katotohanan. So, we should hear out even the ones who are wrong. They're allowed to be heard. Sabi ni Mimi, but do you agree that they can walk out of their classes just to conduct their rallies? Why the hell not? Alam niyo sa UP, may rule. There's certain number of absences that you can have. And there's no excuse letters required. You can have something like 6 or 8 absences per semester. Wala tayong pakialam how they're going to use that absence. So they walk out of class. Big, fat, hairy deal. Ano nangyari sa inyo because they walked out of class? What did you lose? Why are you so angry? We should allow them. Bakit? Ano pa? Ang freedom of speech acts as a safety valve, as a pressure valve. Kung nagsasabi natin yung ating saloobin, hindi natin kinukulob, walang nag-e-explode. That's how revolutions start. When you suppress the freedom of speech, when you suppress people from expressing their political opinions. Let them, because once they've said it, no more pressure. Diba? And even, alam ko marami sa inyong galit kay Nato Reyes at maraming bumabati ko sa kanya, lalo na dito sa page na to. Para sa akin, kung naniniwala siya dun sa kanyang stand, by all means, why shouldn't he rally? Karapatan po niya yan. Karapatan din naman natin mag-express ng opinion. Ayaw natin yung ginagawa niya. So in the end, it all comes out correct. It comes out balanced. Sabi ni Anne Aranda, we should not be asking students to not rally. Ay, Anne, I liked your comment. Can you please repost? Sabi ni Nenita, I think what's wrong about UP are these teachers demonizing their students. I disagree. I completely disagree. When you enter into UP, we are told precisely that because we are paid by taxpayers' money, or at least some part of our tuition or education is paid for by taxpayers' money, we have an obligation to our country to defend our country, to work for it, to give it back. And for some of us, estudyante pa lang kami, we oppose because we oppose for the common good. At least yun ang tingin nila. Ang tingin nila, mali yung ginagawa ng administrasyon, i-oppose nila. That is also them working for the country. Okay? Stop thinking of it na just because you disagree with what they're saying is that they're criminals or that they're wrong or that they shouldn't be allowed to do that. Perish the thought. The president has never said that. Okay? Sabi ni Nigene Guzman, UP is equivalent to Harvard here in the US, but you don't hear Harvard students doing rallies synonymous to a revolutionist group. This is a capitalist country. There are very few people who actually join revolutions anymore in the US, and if any, it is those who are oppressed. And who are the oppressed? People who go to Harvard aren't oppressed. Diba? For the most part, those of them who can afford the tuition fee are hardly oppressed. They're the cream of the crop. How much is a Harvard education, for crying out loud? Sabi ni Lynn Pierre, di mag-rally, basta bit-bit ang kalat nila. Oy, sa UP, bit-bit kalat talaga yan. Sabi ni Vivian Vayala, di naman yun, attorney, but to walk out from classes just to join rallies, parang hindi naman po tama yun. What is wrong with it? Kung nag-absent na lang sila. Di ba? Bakit kayo nagagalit dun sa walkout? For crying out loud, when I was in law school, I led a walkout. It was a legitimate expression of a grievance. We're allowed eight absences. We took those absences all at the same time. So what is wrong? Anong hindi tama doon? They have a right to express themselves. They have a right to rally. They have a right, given by UP itself, to be absent on certain days. What is wrong? I don't see why you're angry at them. I may be so pro-Duterte, but I will always want everybody to have a say, even if they're students. And especially because they're young, we have to listen to the young people. They are seeing things that we're not seeing. And in this way, they're also telling us, the reach of the LP is going down to the level of the universities. We also have to address that. Sabi ni Miko Mata, hindi kami galit kasi nagrarally sila. Nagagalit kami kasi we're contributing to their studies and they're wasting everything from money to effort. That is so not true. That is so not true. I told you about this. UP's budget has been slashed so many times and over the years keeps getting smaller and smaller. Your taxpayers' money, how much of it really goes to UP? There are other state universities and colleges where your taxpayers' money goes. But UP leases out its property and is forced to commercialize precisely because we have no or very, very little budget left. So, kung maka-taxpayer kayo ha, do you know how much UP gets from taxpayers' money? How much GAA UP really gets? For years, pinaglaban namin yung right namin to the GAA. And for years, sinasabihan kami, now you generate your own income. Why is it a waste of resources to allow people to speak and to use their rights guaranteed under the Constitution? Never, ever, ever tell any citizen that they have no rights to speak and that they're wasting money because of that. I think that if our students learn, even if they're wrong, if they learn that they are wrong, they go to a rally, they learn eventually in the rallies, they learn something in the rallies, I think it is money well spent. Sabi ni Antonio De Leon, galit siya dun sa mga naghihikayat dun sa mga estudyante. But nobody puts a gun to their heads. When they go to rallies, nobody forces them to. Siguro nga, yung iba sa kanila are easily misled. But a lot of these students, what, they're 17, they're 18 years old, 19? Certainly at 18 and 19, they have a right to make their own decisions, even if it's a stupid decision. Sabi ni Joey Agcol, UP is government-owned, so what? So is PUP. Why aren't you mad at PUP students? They rally as much as UP students. Bakit kami yung pinag-iinitan nyo? Sabi ni Felanas, are they mature enough? Kaya nga may sinasabing abuse of minors. We put the age of consent at 18. Why are we suddenly concerned about the decisions they make when they're 18 years old? What are we going to do? We allow them. 18 years old, you're allowed to enlist in the army. Were we saying they're old enough to die but not old enough to make political decisions about whether or not they're going to the rallies? Sabi ni Zoe, I'm from UP, hindi lahat nagrarally, kukunti lang yan. Agree. Gagalit kayo at the 100 students supposedly wasting resources. You know what happens if ma-DQ sila? They get kicked out or they have to repeat or do something. But it's not a waste of resources. We also have rules. So, what I want you to do is check your biases against UP students, against any student. The danger is that we will be dismissive of our young people and tell them that we're not listening to them. And I don't want that to happen. I want our young people to understand that they too are being heard, that they have a right to speak and that we listen to them. And that even if we think that they are wrong, that they should continue speaking. Oy, yung mga nagsasabing UP's lot are government property, then why is the government forcing us to generate our own income to pay our own tuition? So, government property, therefore wala nang right magsalita? Therefore wala nang freedom of speech? What's wrong with you guys? Really, what is wrong? Why? Why are you angry? You have to understand, where is this anger coming from? I don't care. If you're saying that it is government property and therefore UP students are not allowed to rally, no. Because that's how we were taught. That's how we are told. We have to fight for our country. And that includes speaking up. Even when we're wrong, we still have that right to speak. Diba? Sabi ni Fe, how many times you opposed? I disagree, how many times you opposed? You want a society that has no opposition? You want a society that cannot correct itself? You want people to learn that we should not oppose, that we should not present contrary opinions? That is not a democracy. If you tell our young people that they're not allowed to say no? What are you saying? That the freedom of speech is existent only for the opinion that you agree with? Sige, nagpapagamit sila. Sige, nagpapagamit sila. Okay? Give them that. Let them be wrong. Anyway, next topic. Sabi ni Dexter Yamba, there are times in UPLB when we walked out from classrooms due to increase in tuition fees and dorm fees. Kami din. And hindi pinipirmahan ng aming advisor pag hindi kami nag-oppose dun sa tuition fee increase. Sabi ni Anne Cristina Randa, we should not be asking students not to attend rallies. We should let them speak their minds, go out, explore, and learn even outside the classroom. Okay, next. Next topic, wala na ba? How about wala na ba? Wala na bang ibang tanong? There were others kanina about sino yung nagsabi nun? Sabi ni Paula Bulandi, pasistang US Duterte, yan ang lagi siya. Hindi, actually, it's pasistang US fill in the blanks. So dati, pasistang US Marcos, pasistang US Aquino, pasistang US Ramos, Estrada, etc., etc. So, sabi ni Mitch, Attorney Dengvaxia na po. Kanina pa tayo nag-Dengvaxia. Wrap up na lang tayo. So, ano yung mga developments dun sa Dengvaxia? Yung opinion that was expressed against the mothers na sumugod doon kay Secretary Garin is something that we should watch out for. Kasi it is similar to victimizing the victims again. Di ba yung dinidismiss natin? Kasi nung in-interview yung mga mothers, tinanong sila, victims ba kayo? May anak ba kayo? Yes. Yung anak nyo ba naturukan ng Dengvaxia? Oo daw. Namatay ba yung anak niyo? Hindi naman daw. So yung opinion, yung mga taong nagsasabi na hindi naman pala kayo namatayan, this is like a modern version lang of buhay pa naman kayo, di ba? So we cannot be dismissive of those parents of children na hindi nga sila nagkasakit, pero hindi po nababawasan yung worry at yung galit ng mga magulang na ito dahil ginagamit yung mga anak nila as a scheme for making money. Diba? So, wag po tayong masyadong mabilis na maghusga dun sa mga sumugod dun kay Secretary Garin. On the other hand, even if it was a publicity stunt, makikita natin yung reactions na hindi natin, we should check also our biases. Wag po tayong magalit. Kasi, baka tinitrigger din tayo. Focus, focus, focus. Ano yung fino-focusan natin dapat dito? The graft and corruption that was perpetrated here. Ano yung mga badges nito? Ang bilis-bilis. Diba? Hindi tapos yung trials, yung third clinical trial. Yung releases, record pace, at malapit na yung election. Second, NFA. Yung diniscuss po natin ay NFA. Ang National Food Authority po ay, actually they deal mostly with bigas, with rice. So, ang purpose po ng NFA is to ensure food security. Ang food security po, nag-center sa rice kasi rice is one of the most sensitive agricultural products there. Magbago ka lang ng ilang piso. Ang threshold nga nila, magbago daw ng 4 na piso lang, marami na pong magugutom. So, meron pong NFA to make sure that the prices of rice don't rise to the point where people cannot buy it or maraming magugutom, or fall to the point where our farmers are going to be lugi, will lose, diba? Or we will depress the agricultural industry. The problem now is tumataas po ang presyo ng bigas kasi wala na pong rice stocks na pambabuffer ng NFA. Kasi po, pagka nag-hoard ang mga traders natin, naglalabas po ang NFA ng bigas para bumaba uli yung presyo ng bigas at hindi magsasucceed yung mga hoarders. Pero, pagka walang buffer stock ang NFA, hindi po nila magagawa yung kanilang mandato. Next, ano pa yung diniscuss natin? Trillanes. Hindi po pinayagan, or at least yun yung tinutulan po ni Senate President Coco Pimentel ang resolution na final ni Senator Antonio Trillanes para mag-conduct ng investigasyon dun sa alleged wealth ng ating Pangulo dahil because it would be a waste of time. So, and we agree na it will be a waste of time. Bakit? Kasi wala namang pinanghahawakan na ebidensya ngayon. At base dun sa ibang conduct ni Senator Trillanes ng kanyang mga Senate investigations, may tendency po siya mag-badger ng mga witnesses, awayin yung mga witnesses, kalad ka rin sila araw-araw dun sa mga hearings, mag-cite in contempt, etc. Pero wala naman po tayong nakikitang legislation na nagagawa. Next. Sabi ni Emerson Flores, kayo po ma'am, anong klase dapat na presidente magkaroon tayo para sa umunlad ang bayan? Right now, the current president. Ewan ko, right now, kailangan natin ganitong klaseng pangulo. But we will see, titignan natin kung ano yung nagawa ng ating, lahat ng panahon po, nagbabago. So, in this present time, ang tingin ko po, we need this particular president. Bakit? Hindi siya natatakot mag-effect ng change. Hindi siya natatakot na buwagin yung mga structures nga that prop up elitism in this country. At saka matapang siya. Siya lang po talaga yung naka-challenge ng mga jeep, napansin niyo ba? Siya lang po ang may lakas ng loob mag-insist na dapat libre ang edukasyon up to the tertiary level. Siya lang po ang may lakas ng loob na mag-institute ng mga changes at mag-guarantee ng health care. So yung mga to, when healthcare is available to the weakest members, to the poorest of the poor, alam natin we're going in the right direction. So right now, I think the kind of president we need is this kind of president. Yung hindi natatakot na mag-effect ng change. Yung hindi natatakot na meron siyang mababangga o masasagasaan ng mga matagal nang nasa kapangyarihan. Yung mga tao na paulit-ulit na lang nagiging government officials natin, walang kinatatakutan, or at least very, very little nakikita natin kinatatakutan ng Pangulo na ito. After this president, we will need another kind of president, either one who is capable of understanding yung vision nitong Pangulo na ito at ituloy yung vision na ito, or to take us into take us further than this president takes us now. Okay. Huwag kayong mag-away dun sa But okay lang ha, maganda yung discussion ninyo dun sa nakikita ko dito. Maganda yung discussion ninyo. Huwag lang po tayo magpersonalan, huwag tayo mag-aaway. And it's okay to have different opinions at hindi kailangan i-resolve yung pagkakaiba natin ng opinion. Okay lang na magkakaiba tayo ng opinion. It's okay. We all support the same president at pinagsusuportahan natin lahat ng sinusuportahan niya, including, by the way, the freedom of speech. Next. Ano pa ba? Sabi ni Paulo Bulan, dapat ilabas ni Trillanes yung source niya na si Joseph de Mesa. Tapos na kasi po yung investigation na yun eh. So, but I agree na hindi dapat ina-allow yung conduct of investigations tapos bitin. 'Di ba? So, sabi ni Felix Pahela, mukhang hindi pa kayo tapos mag-discuss kay Trillanes eh. Sabi ng husband ko, yung source ni Trillanes na ayaw magpakita at sila lang nagkakaintindihan. Eh di mag-chat na lang sila, bakit idadamay pa ang Senado? Sabihin niyo sa asawa niya, okay. Agree. Sabi ni Reyes, TP observed that the Garin's elevators incident was staged. Okay, hindi mo narinig yung earlier discussion natin. It doesn't matter if it's staged. What we have to do is check ourselves from further victimizing the victims and being dismissive of their anger. Bali na kung staged yan. Huwag na nating patulan kasi obviously somebody is trying to get a rise out of us. Sabi ni Raymond, ito yung Supreme Court decision to uphold martial law extension in Mindanao. Magbunyi tayo, iyak ang mga dila. Oo nga pala, pinaalala ni Raymond Fondo Kabaling, inuphold po ng Korte Suprema ang extension ng martial law sa Mindanao. Meron na namang iiyak, baka bumaha na naman dun sa Times Street. Sabi ni Dexter Yambaho, the retirement of OMB Morales affect the decision of the suspension of the assistant OMB. I don't think it should affect it kasi ang dapat kumuha po ng TRO si Deputy Ombudsman. Si Ombudsman has really nothing to do with the case kasi hindi naman po siya yung sinususpinde at hindi naman po imposan yung Ombudsman itself. Makaka-affect yung retirement ni OMB dun sa ibang mga kaso na nakaumang against the former administration. Yun ang kailangan abangan natin. So, kung wala na pong sabi ni EJ Luby Trillanes is simply struggling to remain relevant. I think he's employing Goebbels' premise that the frequency a concept is presented might make it believable. The Senate hours and our taxes should be used for Senate to create legislation, not for grandstanding or whining. Ganda na yung pagkasabi, not for whining. One last, sige. Sabi ni Vida, can we talk about the Yellow Gate? Anong Yellow Gate? Times 3? Andun pa rin. Sabi ni Stephen Nelson, tama yung instant about yung mga nagrarally. Mo ng mga kabataan. Okay lang. Okay, basta huwag kayong mag-aaway about it. I disagree with a lot of you here, but you're free to disagree with me also. Sabi ni Ionizer, Mindanaoan ako, we love martial law doon, we're totally safe. Lumaki din po ako sa Mindanao. I love the fact that the Mindanaoans are happy with martial law. So ngayon po, wala na pong, hindi na po panakot ang martial law kasi alam natin na maaaring i-impose ito nang wala yung mga abuso na ipinananakot sa atin nung dating administrasyon. Uy, kanina pa tayo, baka baka gutom na yung iba sa inyo. Tatapusin na po natin ito. Maraming salamat po sa napaka-intelihenteng diskusyon dito. Kahit hindi po tayo nag-agree, masayang-masaya po ako dahil ang tatalino po ninyo, ang gagaling po ninyong sumagot. Magaganda po yung mga argumento ninyo at maraming salamat din po dun sa mga nagbibigay ng impormasyon sa atin. At maraming salamat din po dun sa sa mga nag-like at nag-share at nag-follow. Kung hindi pa po kayo nagla-like, share at follow, wala po ba kayong mga kamay dyan? Maraming salamat. Mag-live po ulit tayo pag hindi na tayo ginugutom. Gutom na kasi ako dinner time na. Feel free to continue commenting dito sa live na ito, even if tapos na tayo. And it's okay. We don't have to agree with each other. And I'm very happy, again, dun sa discussion natin. Next time, if you want any topics to be discussed po dito sa live, sabi ni Ninita, nakilive ba si TP sa Karambola? Hindi po nagko-cover siya sa ASEAN, dun sa sa Singapore. Sabi ni Miko Mata, keep this up please. Yes, Miko, as long as you guys are watching, we'll be keeping this up. Maraming salamat. Dun sa mga nakinig ulit, please don't forget to like or follow on Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles on the Facebook page. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do follow us on Facebook. And don't forget to share. Thank you. Good night.